So we're getting our day started. That means I have to get Lazarus going, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make a loaf of bread with it. I think I was gonna just put it back into the fridge to go dormant, because I've not been baking as much with it. But I think I'm gonna do one loaf of bread, just a sandwich loaf, a quick recipe, and then we'll put it up dormant, the rest of it or whatnot, because I've not been baking as much, like I said, and then Violet's birthday coming, so I'm not gonna have as much time to be playing around in the kitchen with stuff like this. This loaf go in here, and then, like I said, put up the rest of it, put up some of it. I usually put up like a cup of discard in the refrigerator. That way, whenever I want to get some out, I can leave some just in case. And I still have some from the first fridge batch that I put up, but I'll probably just go ahead and toss that and save this, because obviously I don't want just like a whole bunch of starter in the refrigerator. And I also dehydrated some last time when I put it into the refrigerator, and I need to get that out and just sample that and see if it actually worked out for me or not. But anyways, we're gonna get this bread going here, and then we're gonna get on with our day, because we got quite a few things that we need to do, want to do, whatever. Most of them, I don't even know what they are. I know I need to clean out the goat shed. I'm definitely going to do that today. And I need to do a batch of cookies so that I have them ready for decorating and whatnot. And then I'm going to also start the chickens some lentils, and I figured I would share that because Mariah, I think it was Mariah, somebody had asked me when I shared the finished product if I would share how I done those. So I'm going to share that, get some cookies going, get this bread going, and then we're going to get the goat shed done. And I think that's the important things on the list today, except for Violet's swing. I got the bottom coated, spray painted. The vacuum's distracting me. I got it painted anyways. It's completely painted. I only done one coat on the bottom, because like I said yesterday, I don't care about that. So we're going to get that finished up, and then when John gets home, we're going to get that hung up, and that way she can use that this weekend. But we just got a few things I figured we would share it, and we are going to get them all done. We're going to get them all done. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here and get this bread made, and then we're going to get on with it.
During his childhood, when he saw him, he hadn't seen this preacher in decades and decades. Said when he saw him, everything in him said, I'm not going to answer the door. I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to talk to him. I do not want to talk. But after the preacher kept knocking on the door, finally the young man, probably 30.
So when I do things like this, or just spend time in the kitchen, I like to turn on some sort of YouTube video, a lot of times, but especially first thing in the morning when I really can, you know, just kind of relax and focus on what's going on, if that makes sense, like with hearing, not with actually watching. I enjoy turning on sermons just to, you know, help feed my soul and spirit a little bit while I'm doing these things. And ℂ𝕠𝕟 Townsend on YouTube is just one of the main preachers I go to. I've been listening to him for years, listened to him way before he got into the church that he's preaching in now. So I just enjoy his teachings and preachings, and so I usually turn it on. And not usually, I turn it on often if I want to listen to a good sermon and don't want to go searching for a new preacher, or, you know, there's some that you really get into them and then you start hearing things that maybe that you feel like maybe you shouldn't be listening to them, or I do anyways. You get convictions about them, and thankfully I've never felt that way about CT. I just enjoy his preachings and teachings, and just really enjoy every single one of them that I have listened to. So anyways, I like to turn that on and listen to it, or listen to worship music, you know, first thing in the morning. If I'm just like cleaning or just nonchalantly going throughout the day, I do still turn on the TV, and I'll actually turn on like all my YouTube friends. I'll just make it play through my subscriptions, because if they're there, they're worth watching, and they're worth my support. So that's what I typically do. Or if it's been a while and I'm like, okay, I haven't watched, say, Amanda for a while, I'll go to her channel and just put the play all button, and it just plays through all of her videos. That's just something I enjoy doing, especially as myself as a, you know, content creator. I just enjoy trying to support my people, but I just really, during this morning time, I just call it kitchen worship, because I will either, you know, I'll listen to a sermon, or I'll just turn on my God Love playlist on my Amazon Music and just play through all of that. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna get this bread finished up here and then we'll move on. But since I was listening to that sermon, and you know, mixers are loud and stuff anyways, I couldn't let it play. But I will link CT's YouTube channel down below in case you're interested in listening to some of his sermons.
Will come. I may not can change how someone else acts, but I can change how I respond. It was Jesus on the cross.
Alright, so this is why I can't never get nothing done, is because I always add stuff to my list. I bought a big container of prune juice last week, I think it was. We just used a little bit of it out of the jar, jug, whatever, and we don't currently need it, but I don't want it to go to waste, so I googled and it said you could freeze it. So I am portioning it out into 1 cup baggies. I know some people feel weird about plastic, but it's fine. I don't feel that conviction about plastic necessarily. So anyways, I'm just portioning it out into 1 cup servings because that's typically what we will use when we need it. And this was like $7 and I don't want it to go to waste. So I googled, it said I can freeze it, so I was like, I'm going to do that. So I'm just doing it in 1 cup portions, like I said, and then I got it in this container, and I'm going to put the lid on it and put it in there at least until it freezes solid, and then I might move it into a big Ziploc bag just to help keep it a little bit, you know, more contained and whatnot, so I don't have little juice bags everywhere. And I'm not writing on this, which I forgot to do, so I will forget what this is if it sits in there too long. So I'm just making sure I get most of the air out. Definitely making sure that I get it zipped correctly, because when I do chicken broth, I do the chicken broth the same way. And sometimes I don't get it exactly shut, and then one will leak a little bit and it'll get all over the other ones, and it's not great. So this stuff is super brown. It's 100% prune juice though, which is, if you're needing prune juice or any kind of juice really, you would want 100% juice. But we do also drink the stuff that's not so 100% juice, like Capri Sun juice, which we call it juice, but we know it's not juice. That's technically Kool-Aid. But the Capri Sun juice that I bought the last time, that I bought some, and we bought one of the big jars of it, and I read on it, it has like no fake anything in it, and it's made with real fruit juice stuff. So I was pretty impressed by that. Even the dyes was made from, you know, natural things like just fruits and vegetables and whatnot. So little changes over time, I guess. Let's see here. I think we got at least 1 more, maybe 2. I've been meaning to do this for a couple of days, and I was just going to do it this morning and not share it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to share it because maybe somebody don't know you can do this. Because I didn't know. I Googled it in hopes of not wasting an entire thing of prune juice. Because like I said, it's kind of expensive. So, especially if you just need a little bit and then you have to buy it here and there for the little bit that you need. It's expensive. So, and they don't have small things of this, and all that I've seen anyways, they just got the big one. So I don't know, maybe they do have little ones and I just overlooked it. I know used to you could buy it in like baby food. I don't think they have little baby juices anymore like they used to have when my kids was little. I don't think so. They used to sell like little jugs of prune juice and whatnot, apple juice, all that stuff. I don't think they have that anymore. Anyways, we're gonna get this put into the freezer and move on to our next task. Already in the kitchen here, and it's all messy back here. I'm gonna get it cleaned up. I'm trying to decide if I do want to go ahead and throw some cookies together or if I just want to wait. So the color is terrible over here. But I want to go ahead and do the lentils. So I got the bag wet, living in water. I like to measure out a cup of lentils. It will fill this jar if you do a cup. So I might actually do 2/3 this time instead. Because like I said, it will fill this up once they're sprouted nicely. So I think that's what we're gonna do this time. Because last time, when I done 1 cup, I had a hard time getting them out because they're so compact in there. Which, I mean, I got them all out, but I just make it a little bit easier for me. They'll go a little bit farther for the chickies. So we're just gonna get out 2/3 of a cup of lentils. And then we're just going to, I like my water to be warm. It should be pretty close to warm, so I was just doing dishes. Mine has a sprayer thing. I like to just, it kind of cleans them. And then I just drain it off. I'll use this little doodad here. And then I put them in my big jar here. I'm gonna cover them with water and let them sit for 12 hours. I usually let them sit overnight. And then for the next week, you will rinse them once or twice a day. And just like this, I just put them in here. These little topper things are very handy. I got mine from Temu forever ago. They sell them on Amazon too. You just take it and you're gonna shake it up good. And then you just drain it out and refill it. I'll just go ahead and drain it out and refill it again just to be doing it to show you. But when you drain it, when you get to the stage of draining it, which will be tomorrow, is when you start draining it, you want to, I leave mine sitting in the sink for a while upside down so that it drains out as much of the water as possible, because you don't want them soaking wet after that first initial 24 hours or whatever. I don't know why I say 12 hours. I'm pretty sure it's 24. But if you want to actually research and not do, you know, because I take shortcuts and do my own thing. If you want to look it up, just look up sprouted lentils for chickens and it will give you super easy rundowns on what to do and what not. We got them some started. About a week, they'll get to eat them. We're not going to use the lid because Lily likes it when I can split it down the top. So if it gets up that high, I'm not going to put the lid on it. But I bought those to make sandwich bread, and then it doesn't make it more tall. Like, it looks like a legit store-bought bread. But Lily was like, oh, it don't have a cut on the top, so it's fine. So look at this little thing. It's one of those things that, you know, it's simple and it makes the kiddos happy, or even just one of them, because she's the only one that said anything about it. We'll do it sometimes. I do like the lid because, like I said, I like the looks of it, but it's fine. We're going to not put the lid on it this time. And I've not cooked using that pan without the lid either. Make it into a really long roll, about 2. I like to, that's how I've been doing it lately, is I'll take it and make a really long roll, about the same size as the pan I'm going to put it in. And then I will pull the ends in and make it meet in the middle, so it's like a double layered kind of thing. And then we do kind of try to pull up the center, the edge, I guess, into the bottom as well, to make it into like one little uniform thing. My battery's going dead. We're just going to get this sealed up here, just more aesthetic when it works out. And then get it in there and let it rise for another hour. So I came out here to put the little sticker things on it, and it has flew away over there. We got wind gusts of like, well, winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour. So it blew it around. Hopefully it didn't make it up too bad. And I had, hope you can hear me, I had the little mounts out here, and I painted them. And here's one of them. It's really sticky and gross. Not a fan of how that feels. And I don't know where the other one's at. It blew it away. Alright, so I got the bread in the oven. It's got 19 minutes left. I'm gonna go out here and try this again and see if I can, wow, Okay, let's see if I can get these little stickers on here. I think this is supposed to be cow print or cheetah print or something. I don't know, something I had made for a cup, but I didn't use all of it, and I wanted this pink color. I also didn't want to get out my supplies and have to, you know, do anything else. And so when I seen this up there and it was already cut out into shapes, I was like, that's good enough. So we're gonna put these on the swing. When I came out here, my battery died. I forgot that it was dead in the house. But it did mess up a few spots here, and I just touched them up and then found my other piece and put it here. So what we're gonna do is just put some of these on there. Now I need to clear coat it, and I know that, but I don't have clear coat. John's got some, but it's like really expensive car clear coat, and I'm not gonna use that. So I'll buy some this weekend, and we'll use it this weekend with her, and then I'll clear coat it over the week when she's at home. But I just want it to be usable, and I don't care if it, you know, I figured it would peel and whatnot. I'm not expecting it to be like grade A or anything. Like I was telling John last night, you know, this is just temporary. A couple months, maybe this year. Hopefully he gets her swing up before then, but we have so many projects going on, and it's a big process. He has to get the big ladder and all that stuff out, and it's a lot. So this will help me from not be nagging him and whatnot, because nagging don't get nothing done anyways, you know. And so this will get, and she ain't gonna know no difference. She don't know that she has a swing that is much better than this one, so it's fine. I'm just gonna stick these around here, a few spots here and there. It's just a little bit tacky still, which in some places, which I'm fine with, because if anything, it'll just help the little decals stick better. It's giving Monsters Inc. though. I was inspired with colors by my cold brew maker that I've got in there in the pantry, but it's definitely giving Monsters Inc., which is fine, because her first Halloween she was Boo. So I hope you can see it, but this is what we got. That was all of them, which the first one I'd put on, that's just one that I like freehand cut out. I've got some more here I can freehand cut some more out if I want to, but I think it's good enough. I'm going to paint this yellow, and then it's good enough. So I want to go ahead and take it in the house though, because it's still a little tacky, and I know if it gets blown around by the wind again, it's going to mess it up again, like it did right here. So I'm going to take it in the house so it doesn't blow away again. These, I put a rock in this box and then shut it up to where it won't fly away. So these are alright, and they're not sticky. They're a little sticky. Might be the material, and I didn't prep it or nothing, so make sure they don't got my address on it. Okay, it don't. So anyways, we're gonna take this in the house, and then I'll paint that yellow, and then we'll be ready for John to put it up for us this evening. Might be a long path and whatnot, but I'm gonna get out here and get it done. How you doing, baby? Huh? Alrighty, gotta get the wagon, put them some hay out here, but it's pretty deep in here, and we have been having some, we assume, rat issues in here, and I'm terrified of rats. But I noticed that there was big rocks moved out from under there, and I knew that the goats couldn't do it, and I didn't figure mice could do it either. And so John came out here and looked, and there was big craters where I guess rats had been tunneling through here and tunneling under there. So not a fan of that, but the buildup here has gotten pretty deep, and so we're gonna get some of that out. I don't know if I probably won't get to all of it today. Terrible lighting. I probably won't get to all of it today because it's a lot, and you know they say to leave those because if your animal gets a cut on it, you can grab those off and pack it in the cut, and it makes it stop. It makes it clot. Yeah. Do you know that? That's why I left them. I mean, it'll be dusty, but
they collect dust.
Yeah. But we're going to get it started, get out some of it. Like I said, it's a lot. So, and then my wagon ended up being a 4 cubic feet or whatever. So it's some smaller than I expected. That's what happens when you buy stuff on the internet and you're not good with numbers. But we're going to make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and try to get at least some of it done. I got the track cleaned out down here because it was pretty bad. You couldn't even get the door all the way open. And then it wasn't shut all the way. It left a little gap. So I got that done. Got the chickens watered because they're going through water faster where it's warmer. And they went through, they've been going through their 1 gallon thing every day. And when you come out to refill it, they're like, you know, they're thirsty. It's like they've ran out pretty soon. So just easier to fill up the 3 gallon tank, the 3 gallon thing. I got a 5.2, but I didn't feel like dealing with that. So I filled up the 3 gallon and gave it to them. Got the track cleaned out. Now we're going to get started on this shed floor and try to get a little bit done, and hoping that we don't see any rats or critters along the way. Huh?
I brought the other pile of tape back there to read them. Oh. You have a peach one.
It's broke.
The stabby.
Oh, you talking about if I see a mouse?
Yeah.
That's big. It's just so scary.
See, look at it. It's already like... We probably need a shovel too.
Yeah.
Where is the shovel?
I don't know. Back of the truck, which ain't here. I told Dad I need to buy me one at the flea market. A shovel. You know, flea market is where you buy the good stuff. And paint it pink. Because if I paint it pink, he won't steal it. Know what?
Yeah. We need like an extra window.
It's almost dirt.
Oh yeah, I was saying it already. This is old.
I burned out like a wandering ember. I shone bright, then my journey was over. What I sought when I ran was back where I began. No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Leave open the gate, don't turn off the light, I'm coming home. Ooh. Well, I scratched in the dirt for a while. I gained all that I knew for a price. In the end, what I found was nowhere near as nice. No matter the rain, no matter the storm, I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Ma'am.
Leave open the gate, don't turn off the light, I'm coming home. Though I fought with my claws and teeth, though I elbowed my way to a seat, there be no kind of peace like you beside me. No matter the rain, no matter the storm.
All this fine stuff just won't pick it up.
Yeah. We got it really good though. I had 2 really good workers. Well, Nolan came in at the end. He was mostly looking for critters, but we seen nothing. So, I don't know if when John dug around, they just decided they didn't want to come in here no more. I don't know.
We only seen one.
But, I mean, but they had been in here because they was digging out. I think that this was part of their little hole there. But, we got it almost done-ish. I mean, we're not going to get it perfect because it's for the animals, so they're just gonna get it right back the way it was. But we just was gonna bring it back down to almost rock level because you ain't never gonna get it cleaned out. We've gonna pour concrete in here, never did. Don't think that would have been a good idea. My hair's a mess. But we're gonna get the rest of this pile cleaned up, and then this pile, this up here, we're gonna get this cleaned up, probably 3 or 4 more loads, and then we're gonna call it good. Good enough, right?
Flip that wagon over and got everything.
Yeah, it blows in your face when you dump it because the wind's blowing.
I'm coming home. Leave open the gate. Don't turn off the light. I'm coming home.
What?
I think I was leaking that cookie with his big old tongue.
Oh.
It's too slow.
I was cleaning.
It looks so nasty.
Oh, you don't like her tongue?
No, it's nasty.
Lick it.
I guess you cleaned out the poop in there too? Did you clean
I
out the...
cleaned it up completely. What do you mean?
Hey, Mama.
Oh, I'll take this on.
She don't try to
She's good.
bite you and
She's
stuff.
also 3 years old.
One of them other ones acts like a dinosaur if you try to mess with him. She was like, no, that's mine.
Oh, look. The color's going away from where she's licking it.
Ew.
She's trying to get pecky.
Hey, baby. They be a mean.
No.
I did not do her.
I got one last load by myself, which, I mean, the kids didn't have to help anyways. Wendy was actually eager to help. Am I really that red? I don't know. But they helped a lot. Like, Mama's gonna be paying them because, like I said yesterday, I don't expect my kids to help me. Like, if they need to earn extra money or whatever, you know, I will get them to do stuff for me. But as far as like making them do it, I don't. It's just not part of their routine and chores for the most part, unless, I mean, you know, because it's mine. They're all my animals. But we got it done. You can't see it. Let's flip you around. It looks, obviously it's still dirty. I mean, it's for goats, but I'm pretty sure we took a foot of just build up out of here. So it is so much better. I cleaned that out before we started, and then I had to re-clean it out because I wasn't thinking that it was just going to get filled with junk again. Second time was easier because it wasn't like super compact or anything. But I went around with the broom and kind of just a little bit, but it looks way better. And the floor is, like I said, it's so much deeper now, right? You done such a good job helping. Yeah, she done nothing. I got it done. I just ended up putting it out in the back here. I put 1.5 loads here around this tree because the goats are getting it stomped up and whatnot, and some of the roots was starting to show, and we're trying to keep this tree. So we might have to end up building something around it to where they can't really get close to it, because this is a mulberry tree and it done it really good last year. So put one of them there. All right. And then the rest of them we just kind of laid out here. I am thinking about moving my compost pile in here into the yard somewhere. Obviously it wouldn't be this. It'd be like back there in the corner or something. But the grass don't grow in here anyways. So we just kind of, you know, threw it around. Either nature will blow it around, or I'll come out here and, you know, lay it down. But I'm not doing it today. I'm tired and got a headache. It was a lot to get that done. I'm so thankful for the kids for helping me. Wendy helped almost the entire time. I told her one more load. We got that load and I took it. And then we went back there messing with the animals and stuff. And then she left, and then you can't see me. And then I looked and I was like, you know what? I think I want to get one more. So I got one more load out there. Actually, I think, yeah, about 1.5. It's that top layer over there, the more like dirty kind, because ultimately the hay and poop compacts down and becomes compost. So I just put that there, and then yeah, I got the goats water bowl cleaned up and put back and filled up, because I took it out because obviously I knew it's going to just get dusty, because it's not our first time cleaning it out. I think it was the first time it got that deep though, and I think it's because they didn't really care for that last hay we had, and so they would like pick through it, and a lot of it went to waste, and so they just, you know, they wouldn't eat as much of it. So I think that's what caused it to get as deep as it did this time. But thankfully I had some good helpers and they helped me get it done. Anyways, Nolan's in the road playing on one of his machines, and a car had came, and it's obviously most people that live down through here, everybody that lives down through here, well, except for one that I can think of, is, you know, respectful, and they drive slow, and they got sense. But a car had came, and they was way down there, and they was going slow, but I just hollered and made sure. Anyways, yeah, that one person that don't pay much attention, and I don't know if they don't pay attention or they're just one of those people. They're just self-absorbed. They worry about themselves, kind of thing. And I don't really know the person. That's just the energy I get from them when we come, and when they drive by our house, or when we do like meet them in the road. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways, got that done. I want to get in the house and get clean. Definitely having subs tonight for dinner. Thankfully, I didn't do those last night. That was what I was supposed to. Don't want to put that in my mouth. That's what I was supposed to make for dinner last night with subs. And then we had some ground beef that needed to be used up, so we made those loaded hash browns, which was delicious. But thankfully that meant that we can have subs tonight, and that means I have to do 0 cooking. Yay for that. And while I'm thinking of it, this little wagon has been a huge help. Like, very handy. Wendy ended up dumping some of the loads, and she didn't realize that it was a dump trailer, and so she walked out there with me when I was dumping one. I pushed the button and made it dump, and she's like, I didn't know I could do that. So when she was taking her load, she was turning it upside down by hand. And I was like, honey, I'm sorry. I just assumed she knew, but she must not have. I guess she wasn't in there when me and Nolan was talking about it, because I assumed that both girls was, but I guess she wasn't. But yeah, it's a dump bed, and it is definitely handy that it is a dump bed. So I'm gonna make sure I put it up in the basement though, because if I leave it outside, it'll get ruined. If I leave it out here, Dolly enjoys getting in it, and she will tear it up. So, oh, there's another jug. But yeah, definitely recommend the gorilla cart wagon. I made sure I got a dump one because I knew what I was using it for. So it's great though. Until next time, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Bye, friends.
Life ain't perfect, but it's all we've